Hey everybody, it's me Stacey, licensed designer for Sizzix, Jacquard, Couture Creations, art ambassador for Royal Talens, and owner of Scrapbooking Made Simple, where we have a small independent mom and pop shop in Canyon Country, California, and scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Now welcome to today's In the Studio with Stacey. These have been an amazing, we're 6 months on, we've just started our 7th month into this series of classes, and it has been so much fun. If this is the first time you're joining me, hey, hello, welcome to In the Studio with Stacey, where we take fine art products, we take paper crafting products, we pair them together, we make up a mashup between the two, and magic happens. It is true. The last 6 months of classes has really, I think, opened our eyes up to so much in the fine art world that we can incorporate in our paper crafting world. Every month, one type of product. That's it, one type of product. And every Tuesday, something new to learn about that product. So when the month is over, we've done 4, sometimes 5 classes on that same product, giving you the confidence to say, hey, I think I like that. Hey, I think I can do that. Or maybe, hey, nope, not for me, but I enjoyed hanging for the live chat. Because if you are watching this during the premiere of today's class, 6 p.m. sunny California time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, we are live chatting during the premiere. If you're on a desktop or a laptop, the live chat may be over there, and if you're on a phone or a different device, you might find the live chat below you. So, we started July with Ecoline. Now, January, we did Ecoline as well, but in January, we spent the whole month playing with the markers. July is all about the liquid watercolor, and we started with it last week. Oh, swoon. So the first week is always this overview of the product. Second week, diving in a little bit deeper, and each week something new to show you. Next week will be completely different. We will still be using Ecoline liquid watercolor, but not how we're using it today. And what we do today isn't what we did last week. So, the liquid watercolor from Ecoline has been around since 1930. It is by Royal Talens, and Ecoline is really Ecoline is how it's pronounced, and the eco refers to school. That's how the name came to be. And I've talked to people who say that when they were in school over in Amsterdam or Apeldoorn, which is where the factory is, they had these when they were in school years ago because they have been around for that long. So the liquid watercolors have been a staple in the art industry for years, as has Royal Talens since 1899. Didn't start as Royal Talens, started as Talens, but then they were given that designation by the Queen. So pretty cool. I mean, pretty cool. You know, this company has been around for a long, long time, and fine art is where they live. So the liquid watercolors, 1930. The brush markers that we brought out in January, they didn't come out till 2016. They're a baby in the scheme of art and markers and things of that nature. They're an absolute baby. Some of the product we used our Rembrandt soft pastels. Those have been around for eons and eons. So we played with these in January, and now we have their companion, that liquid watercolor. And as I explained last week, the colors are the same. So if I have a marker here, and this is marker brush pin number 654, well, my Ecoline watercolor 654 is going to match. They are the same ink, which means While most people think these are a one-time use, meaning that when there's no more ink left in it, you throw it away and you get a new one. Oh no, I showed last week how you can take your liquid watercolor and you can refill. Now it says liquid watercolor, and I think it's true, but it isn't. You don't need to use water with the liquid watercolors, and you don't need to use water with your brush pens. Everything blends beautifully together. But I want to show you some things today where, again, we're going to mix these two up. We're going to play with both of these to give you even a better understanding of how versatile this product can be and why you want the markers, but you're also going to want to have the liquid watercolor, even if it's just so that you can refill your marker and you don't have to buy a new one each time you run out of ink. So today there's going to be quite a bit of swatching and playing. No real making anything. I'm going to try to do that next week. But I did want to really start to play with how these colors can interact with each other. Now, Ecoline markers, or the liquid watercolor, is a dye-based product. Dye-based. That means there's no light fastness to it, or very, very little, 10 years or under, where a pigment-based product can have a light fastness of over or up to 100 years. What's light fastness? Well, that is how long, if you create something, how long can, what they say, museum light shine on it, shine down on it before it starts to fade. Pigment-based products are always going to have a higher light fastness than a dye-based product. The binder in these products is gum arabic. Now, gum arabic has been around since probably the prehistoric stages, and really is the highest, one of the highest qualities of binder that you can get. With Royal Talens, they don't mix in a lot of filler or sub binders. It just doesn't happen. They really try to give you the very best quality at the very best prices, even though it's considered fine art. Royal Talens, fine art. That's what they're known for, fine art. So why would we not want to take fine art if the product and the quality is as good, if not better, than some of our paper crafting, and often the price is less? Last week was a whole lot of information about the liquid watercolors, and we played. Today, we're really going to blend the two together. So I'm not going to take too long in talking today. I'm going to get right to it, because I think seeing is understanding, and understanding is confidence, and confidence is creativity, and it all flows together. So the markers that I'm going to be playing with today, and we will put them on sale. We had them on sale in January, but I'm going to be playing with the darks, and I'm going to be playing with what they call the fashion colors. So they have several sets of 10s of the markers. And yes, you can buy the markers open stock. We have them in the store open stock. We have not yet put them online open stock. We'll get there. It takes time. But we're going to put these two sets back on sale for you, along with the two sets that we played with last week, which were brights and pastels. And then I have got the coordinating liquid watercolor here. And we'll put anything that matches here, any color that matches any of these markers, we'll put on sale for you in the Studio with Stacey category. So I'm going to tilt down and we're going to start playing today. We've got a lot to do, and the paper I'm going to be working with today is our mixed media paper, our Van Gogh mixed media paper. So I'm not working on watercolor paper at all today. I'm just working on a super smooth paper that has some sizing built into it. Now, sizing isn't the size of the paper. It's what's added to the paper or sprayed on top of the paper that allows the absorption rate of paints or liquids. It The better the sizing, the slower the absorption rate, the more play time you have. So I'm using the mixed media paper by Van Gogh. It is a great all-purpose paper. Yes, you can watercolor with it. Yes, you can paint on it. Yes, you can mix media with it. Yes, yes, yes. It is that kind of a paper. So let me zoom on in and let me get started for today. So the two sets of brush markers we're playing with, as I said, are Fashion, and I don't know why they call it Fashion, and Darks. The packaging on these gives the impression that maybe they've leaked. They haven't. I want you to know that that's the packaging. And gosh, I hope they might change it, because we even had a customer who came into the store to look at them and she goes, oh, look at, they leaked. It's like, no, that's just the packaging. So if you get them or if you see them in a local art store, go ahead, pick them up and play with them. Let's see, I'm going to turn this upside down because I can see my colors better upside down. And I'm going to bring over a couple sheets of my mixed media paper. Oh, that wasn't good, Stacey. Now, it is perforated, so I could do it on the perforation and then pull it out. But I don't have the, well, I guess that's not so bad. All right. Let's do 3 or 4 of them. Let's get 3 or 4 of them out. See, I'm just a girl who, I just want to, there. That's faster for me. Okay, now I suppose I could take and get them off, but even then, I'm a girl who just cuts it. One. 2, 3. Oh yeah, I did that one. All right, so I've got a couple sheets of paper, and I don't pre-do anything. We do it all together during class. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get some of my Sizzix Maker's Tape on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That first one's a little big. So I think I'm gonna do 5 different swatches. Okay, so there's one. We'll just get them all ready. And Sizzix Maker's Tape is a great little tape. Doesn't harm your paper at all. Stays down nice and neat. And is really affordable. I use Sizzix Maker's Tape for a lot of things. It's like this really, look at it, it's like this really special Post-it note. It just pulls right up. So there's 2. And it tears really simply. 1, 2. So my classes are unedited, unscripted. It's one take all the way through, technique based, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I was trying to fit another one in, and completely unscripted. So what happens, happens, and we work our way through it. Sometimes really great things happen that we weren't expecting, and sometimes it's like, oh, I don't know if that worked or not. But the important part is the learning aspect, teaching you about things that you may have never seen or heard of before, because I had never seen or heard of them before. As a brand ambassador for Royal Talens, I have a mentor, I take classes, and really, well, I am the first paper crafter that they've ever had as a brand ambassador. And I'm so honored to be included with such amazing, talented, fine artists. I look at their product a little bit differently than perhaps one of their artists, but you know what? I think we all take our creativity and use what we have to get where it is we're trying to go with what we want to make. And with paper crafting, it is so common that product comes in and product goes out as fast as you can say boo. A lot of things in paper crafting are one and done. Whereas with fine art, you know that if you buy this marker today, in 10 years, you're going to be able to get this exact same marker and the ink is going to match. That's what fine art means. It's all about the standard of quality. It's all about the ability to have now and know that you can come back later and finish a project knowing that it's going to be the same. In paper crafting, we can't say that. They don't have that standard necessarily of making sure the inks are all, the colors, the pigments, everything is exactly the same. But in the art world, it's required. Artists won't use product if they can't be sure that if they need to go buy another tube of yellow ochre, that it's not going to be the exact same color. So Royal Talens is the leader, truly one of the leaders in the fine art industry. And if you have a local independent art store, I encourage you to go take a look at all of their products. Now I'm going to pull out a couple markers. I'm going to pull two from my darks and two from my fashion. Two from my fashion. Maybe I'll just do three. All right, two from my fashion, two from my... So I've got two markers from each set. And what's nice about the markers is that the number is on it. And then when you go to grab the color of your liquid watercolor, the numbers match. So you know you've got the exact match. I'm also going to bring over a template, or a palette. I'm sorry, a palette. And we're going to play a little bit in the palette, but maybe not in the way you would think. I'm going to start with my 202 yellow. And you don't need to add any water to use the liquid watercolors. In fact, today, the only thing I'm going to use water for will be to potentially clean my brush out. So you've got your little pipette, and a little goes a long way. This is a highly saturated color. The concentration is full and deep and beautiful, and the transparency is amazing, giving a really great luminosity. I've put a couple drops in. In fact, that's probably too much. We're going to do what most people would consider tip-to-tip blending, where you take your tip, you go into the next one, draw some color out, and then come in and color. Because we have the liquid, we don't have to do tip-to-tip. We can draw in our color straight. Now I'm going to do a little bit of this blue. just so I have a base color. Just so I have a base color, so you can see where we started. We need a control color. Now I'm gonna dip. And the longer I hold my marker in my yellow, the longer the draw is that I will have to come down. So I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna put it point first, and I'm gonna let it sit in there. And that nib is starting to absorb that yellow ink. And I'm looking for a really good long draw. So let's see what I have. Look at it, starting as complete yellow. And as I work my way down, my blue will start to replace the yellow. As that yellow is leaving my nib, that blue is replacing it to the point where I will get to pure color. Oh, what do you think? Now, my nib is fine. There's no problem with it at all. Once I've drawn out that yellow, I'm good to go. Look at the range of color. Now, you couldn't do this with a tip-to-tip blend. If I was to grab the yellow here, I'm not going to be able to draw enough yellow onto my blue to go this kind of depth. All right, let's try our pink. I think I'm just going to rotate these. Now, I have blue in here, and I know it doesn't look like there's any blue in there because it really doesn't look like there's any blue in there. But I'm going to go ahead and take and wipe that out. That's why less is more. Literally a drop or two. And if you're using a drop or two, this jar is going to last you a lifetime. If you fill your pen up 5 or 6 times, and still you will have so much of the ink in here, so much of the dye ink. So let's add another. Well, let me take my this is my pink. It's 545, and let's just get a control color. Just so we have a place to start. They are a beautiful nib. It's a Japanese nib, which is always what you're looking for. A Japanese nib on your brush markers. That's going to give you a quality nib. So I've got my pink. And now we did our yellow first, so I'm going to put a little bit of yellow, literally 1-2 drops. And let's see, I'm going to draw it in. I'm going to let it sit there and fill that nib. As I put the nib into the watercolor, it's absorbing into. Now it's leaving a little bit of pink behind, which is why I don't necessarily go directly into my jar. Because if I do that enough times, I don't know if I'm going to change the pure color And I don't want to do that. If you add, you know, if you start going directly in, every time you go in, you drop a little bit of color. And I want to keep this color as pure as possible. So let's see what we have. So it's hard to believe it's coming out yellow because I'm on a pink marker. Ooh, I got a big draw on this. And as I draw down, my pink is taking the place of my yellow because my yellow's been flushed out of my nib. And once my yellow's out of my nib, I'm good to go. Okay, pink is done, blue is done. Let's grab my red. And just a little bit. 1, 2. Keep this color pure by not dipping in. Just have a little palette for yourself. And put my nib in. And I don't know if you can see it. I mean, it's just a little dot, but there is a little red in there. I've added a little bit of red to this yellow as I'm drawing up the color. I forgot to do my control color. All right, well, let's do our draw first, and then I'll come back and do a control color. So my draw wasn't nearly as much as what I had before. I didn't let it sit in there as long. So I didn't let it sit in there as long, so my yellow came out, my yellow flushed out quicker. Now let's do a control color. Okay, red is done. Let's go in and last one, and then we'll move out of the yellow. Let's use this beautiful color. It's so pretty. Love this teal. And look at how, I mean, it's juicy and just, it's lovely. So I'm going to wipe out my yellow because it does have some red into it. And 2 drops. 1, ooh. And now let's put my marker and let's let it sit here for just a little bit. And let's let it pick up that color. And let that nib absorb in that ink. And the longer I hold it in here, the more ink that nib is absorbing, almost to the point where I could almost pick it all up. So let's see what we have. And as the color is flushed out, the true color is taking its place. So what do you think? We've done the teal, we've done the pink, we did the red, kinda, sorta. I didn't give it enough time to sit in there. And we've done the beautiful blue. All right, now let's go back. And let's pick a different color. So we did yellow. Now, now maybe I'll use, well, I can't use pink on pink, it'll be the same. Well, I'm still going to use some pink. Pink and that blue is going to be beautiful. One, two. So I've got my pink in there, and I'm going to pull that color up and just let it sit. Let that nib grab that color. And let's see what we get. We've got our control color here. And I know it's very weird. You're holding a blue marker and yet it's coming out with this pinky purple color to it. And as that pink's being flushed out, the blue is combining into it, making more color, a different color, until I get all the way to true color. This is what we started with. This is what we were able to do with yellow. This is what we were able to do with pink. I don't know how well the pink and the red are going to go, but we're just gonna do it. Just sitting it in there, let it sit in there and absorb that color. And you'll think it's not doing anything, but it truly is. I don't know what we're going to get. We're just going to try. I'm worried I didn't leave it in long enough. And as that pink starts to flush out, the red starts to take its place. Oh, it's really pretty. Look at the gradation of color. No water. No water. Just ink. Dye-based ink. Ecoline-based ink. where the colors play so well with each other, where they give you so much opportunity. Now I can't do the pink in the pink, so I'm gonna have to let that one skip. And let's do the blue and the pink, the teal. You're like, why can't you do the pink and the pink? It'll give me the same color all the way through. So let's let it go. I tend to do 2 drops. Just gives me enough to pull, to put my nib straight in there and pull up the color. Okay, I think I probably have enough. And as I take it down, the color starts to change because that dipped in color is being flushed out. And I will eventually get to true. Pretty. Okay, so I did the pink. Did the pink on 3. What am I going to do with the... Let's grab this one, and maybe let's grab... I've got some orange. Let's play with some orange on this one. Or I've got the red, and we could go red to pink. But I went pink to red. Let's try some orange. 1, 2. Just pick up that color. So people do hand lettering like this. When you see those dual, when they've hand lettered, or you've got the dual color going on. And as I take it down, aren't they fun? Super easy to do. Okay, one more. We'll do one more color. Oh, maybe we'll do brown. Brown's a little crazy. But you never know what you're going to get until you know what you got. So we might as well try it, right? Might be awful. Could be awful. Could be fabulous. I don't know. So once I've got that out, see, I could dip. And eventually I'll start, oh, even a little dip was a lot for this pink. Holy smokes. There we go. Now it's starting to come out. Okay, so a little goes a long way on the brown. Can you see the dual color? A little bit more brown here, and as the brown flushes out, a little bit less there. Okay, but that tells me I don't need much here. Okay, let's try. That is a dark brown. It's dark sepia. Wow, I actually think I like that very much. Look at that. Colors are amazing. Okay, I think I like that very much. Wipe it out because I don't want to have any of my pink in my next color. And let's go into here and let's take that brown. And let's just put a little bit in here. And let's see what we get if we do a scribble, scribble, scribble. So you can see how it works its way out. And you can see that gradation of color come all the way down until you're at true color. Talk about having fun playing. Now the brown you don't need so much. I've learned that. And as I work my way down, it's hard to believe these all started with this one color. And just by doing tip-to-tip blending, look at what we've been able to achieve. I like the pink. I think that it's kind of like a, it's not really pink and it's not really purple. I love the color. All right, let's wipe that out because I don't want to have contaminants. I'm trying to keep my colors nice and pristine. My color's true again. So we have the red to do with the brown. I think I'd probably get away with one drop. You know what? I'll turn the page. And let's see what we have. Look at there. Would you have thought it would be so easy? But taking a brown marker and holding it to my red will never give me enough brown to make that happen. You'll have just enough to do a letter or two. And then our last one, the blue. Now, some people may not wipe away the color. They might just keep dipping whatever pen they're using. I'm not there yet. I think for 2 drops, actually let's try 1. I want to keep my colors as pure as possible. Then let's just take this and we'll write on this. And there we go. So let's do our swatch. See, it's almost all gone. Look at that, I've sucked, see 1 drop, I've almost sucked all of it up. Look at that. Let's see if I've got enough. It's gonna go blue right away. I don't have one. See, I had not enough. I should have done my 2 drops. Let's see if I can make it happen. See if I can go back over. Now I have a little bit too much, but that's okay. Pretty. Pretty. Make sure my, yeah, see, I still got brown in there. There, now I don't. So we've done a base color, we've done yellow, we've done maybe it's a violet into the blue, the brown into the blue. We did base color, yellow. See, I didn't have nearly enough yellow there. Not nearly enough yellow. The violet into the red, the brown into the red. Here we've done the teal. We've done the yellow into the teal, the violet into the teal, the brown into the teal. Here we have our violet, the yellow into the violet, orange into the violet, brown into the violet, all done with tip-by-tip blending. All done super easy. Trying to see what colors I've already done. Did the brown on that. That's okay. Let's do some yellow. And I'm depositing color in. And again, I don't know if I can get it to show you. There's a little speck of red in there. Every time I add my marker, I leave a little bit of color behind, which is why I don't dip my red into my yellow ink. See, look at that. I've picked it almost all up. There's like nothing left. I've absorbed it all. And you can see the graduation of the color. That ombre effect. No water. Just tip to tip, well actually, tip to jar blending. Tip to tip would not give me the same intensity. There's no way I'm going to pick up the same amount of ink. No red on that one at all. Even though the yellow touched the red, I still got nuttin'. I got nuttin', honey. So I think the options, the availability to do different things with this is pretty spectacular. By having the ink in the jar and having the marker to go with it, gives you that extra something. It makes more out of the product than what it started as by itself. The two sums make a greater whole. Well, these two, because yellow and yellow is not going to go. Not only does it allow you to re-ink your marker, but it allows you to really go in and without doing much work at all, make these amazing blends by just picking up that ink and putting it into the nib. Okay, one more. This time I'm gonna use a paintbrush, and I will use a little water just to get my paintbrush wet, and that's all I'm gonna use it for. So I've got my blue, which is right here, and I've got my gold. This is Ecoline Gold. It is thicker than the others. It is a metallic. You want to give it a good shake. We've used this earlier. I use this a lot. It makes the greatest splatters. I'm going to put in a drop. I'll put in a drop. Then I'm going to come over and put in, oh, nope, it's this one. Marker, please. Blue, blue, blue. Blue, blue, blue. 522, 522, yes. I'm going to put in a drop of my 522 because that's what this color is right there, my control color. So 1 drop, 2. Be on the safe side. I've got my paintbrush and I'm only going to add water so that my paintbrush is wet. That's the only reason I'm adding water. Go in, mix. Start at the top. Now let's add another drop, maybe 2. Mix. Now let's add another drop or 2. Mix. And as it dries, I'm going to end up with a gold sheen over the different colors. I'll have light, medium, and dark because I've added more ink as I've gone along. So that's in the blue. Let's do the red. So my gold, just in the pipette, 1, maybe 2 drops. And my red ink. Oh, I better make sure that that's the same one. 318, 318. Ah, ah, ah. 1, maybe 2 drops. And then I can come in and start to paint. And then maybe 1, 2 more drops. And then maybe 2 more drops. Ooh. Okay, that might be too much. And paint. And we'll see what we get. As it dries, it has that metallic sheen to it. So there's 2. Then we have my teal. I mean, it's beautiful as you blend it. It really is something special. And it takes so little. We're talking drops every time I use this. And as it dries, that shimmer and shine is starting to come up. So there's the teal. And the last one I have is that violet color. So the only water I've used today was to keep my paintbrush wet and to wash it out. That's it. Oh, let's start with the gold. You'll notice that the gold's viscosity is thicker. Your liquid watercolors are great for airbrushing. They're great for calligraphy. Man, it's pretty. So you determine how dark of a color you want it to be, just by how much of your liquid watercolor you add in. And yet I'm not adding a drop of water. It's kind of like watercolor pencils, where you don't add any water to your watercolor pencils. All right, so let's let it dry and see what we get. So here's the blue, and that sheen is all the way through. And I wipe out my little template, or my palette. So I didn't use my throwaway palette for this because of how liquidy these are. I didn't want it to roll everywhere. I wanted it to be contained. So I just got an inexpensive little flower palette. I think we have them. I don't know if they were $4.99, I'd be surprised. So from one marker, we did all of this because we had the liquid watercolor to be able to play with. Well, we do have the matching color, but we were able to mix and match, and we started. I know it's hard to believe that when you dip it in, you see blue in your hand, but it's coming out yellow. You just keep going until that color draws down, flushes out, and you get into your blues. But oh, hello, beautiful. That's how that liquid watercolor and the markers are so perfect together. And I love that they kept the numbers the same. If this is 545? 545, then the ink to match in the jar is 545. Granimals, I like that. It means I can find them easy. Then let's see. Oh, see, so pretty. I should have put my yellow one a little longer, but I flustered myself by not doing that one first. But look at these. This one's still not quite dry yet, but you can see the shimmer coming up as it's drying. The brown into the red is beautiful. The violet into the red is beautiful. The yellow would have been fabulous. Oh well. Then we've got the violet. And see, the violet's still drying just a little bit. But our control color, and then our yellow into the violet, our orange into the violet, our brown into the violet, and then our gold. The usefulness, the value that you're getting, because now you know the markers can be refilled, and you see how easy it is to use the liquid watercolor. No water needed. You can add water if you want to dilute the color down. What do we think? Tip to tip? Sure, absolutely, if you want to. You just won't be able to get that kind of a saturation, that kind of a draw. So if we're going to go in and color in stamps, which we may do, or stencils, we're going to want to absolutely use our little palette and use our liquid watercolor and dip our marker into it. If we just want to draw, or we want to write a name, well, then we may want to go tip to tip. It's up to you. I still like the idea of just putting a little drop in there and picking it up. I like how it keeps everything nice and clean. My colors are not contaminated. I would not want to put a marker into my gold. Every time I put a marker in, I deposit a little bit of color. So after a while, you are going to change this gold, this beautiful gold, into something else. Little bit in your palette, and off we go. So, what do you think? Do we like it? Are we excited about it? Does it explain Ecoline a little bit better and showing the versatility of the product, which really is what fine art is all about? Now you can mix this with any kind of medium. You can mix these with any kind of medium. You want to mix them with a paste or a gesso. You want to have a colored gesso. You want to use, where do you want to mix it? You want to put it into a sprayer? You can. I would not add too much water unless you're trying to dilute the color and soften the color. I think this is absolutely stunning. I think that's gorgeous. And I didn't have to work for it. This color is beautiful, and I didn't have to work for it. That's with this blue. Here's my control color. So Ecoline, every Tuesday this month, something different with it. I am doing this is the fashion colors and the darks this week. So the markers will be on sale. And then if they have a liquid to go with it, not every color does, but if they do, we'll have it for you as part of the sale. If they've got it, we've got it. Where's my blue? blue, blue, blue. Anybody see what I did with my blue? It was just here. How could have I lost it? All right, well, at some point I'll find my blue. Oh, here, blue. If for nothing else than to refill them, re-ink them. But what you can do when you have both, the combinations, the availability, the accessibility, and the creativity in them is enormous. So, dye-based markers, dye-based liquid watercolor, user-friendly, really affordable, absolutely, for what you get, for all the different things you can do without question. And the confidence that if you have a favorite color and you blow through that favorite color, the next time you buy it, it's going to be your favorite color because nothing has changed about it. There's no dye lots that could be slightly different. We have that in paper a lot. Cardstock. Let me tell you, cardstock, you order 50 sheets of red cardstock this month. You order the exact same SKU again from the exact same manufacturer again, and it could be a completely different red. That does not happen here in the fine art world. No, you have the confidence to know what you have today will be the same colors 5, 10, 15 years from now. And that the quality gives you that opportunity to look like a rock star. When the inks do the work for you, well, nobody needs to know that. They can think that I did all these blends on my own. Absolutely, have at it. So if you have a local art store, a mom and pop art store, shop them first. Now, I'm not talking about those big guys. There's some big guys out there, some really big art stores. And while there's a place for everybody, if you get the opportunity to shop local, independent, shop them first. Go in and introduce yourself. Say, I'm learning about Ecoline markers and the liquid watercolors. What can you tell me? What can you show me? They would be thrilled. If you don't have a local art store, well, come say hello to us. Absolutely. If you're in the neighborhood, drive on by. We have a beautiful Royal Talens area. And if not, then shop online. Otherwise, find another small independent online store and shop with them first. Might you pay a little bit more? You might. Is it worth it keeping an independent store in business? I think so. So it is me, Stacey. I am a licensed designer for Sizzix and Jacquard and Couture Creations, and I'm a brand ambassador for Royal Talens, and this is In the Studio with Stacey. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. sunny California time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we take beautiful fine art product and we make something special with it. Now that we've had the first 2 weeks, I think next week we'll play and we'll try to make something. I'll either pull out some stamps, some stencils. I've got some other ideas of things that I want to show you. So next week, maybe we'll play a little bit more now that we've really got a better understanding of what this product has to offer us paper crafters. Who knew? All right, you guys, until next time, the next time I see you will be Thursday, 6 p.m. sunny California time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern for our New For You Thursday event, where we bring you the latest and greatest from some of your favorite manufacturers, all value priced from the get-go. It's a 1-week event, and this week coming up, we have Marianne Designs, and I have 3 bundles for you, so I can't wait to share that with you. I'll see you Thursday right here on the Scrapbooking Made Simple YouTube channel. We'll be live chatting during the premiere of our New For You. And again, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Thanks, everybody. Bye.